Welcome to Germany vs. USA, and today we're going to talk about partying.
Partying. Whew. Germany, you do what is called in German Vorglühen, and the rather, I guess, direct term is Vorsaufen.
Oder auf English, slammered hammered.
Hammered, getting slammered hammered, and pre-gaming, right?
Yeah, pre-gaming, getting blitz blasted.
So that's how you start. We're going to go chronologically through the night, so that's how you get started, I guess.
Right. And you know what? But we already stumble out of the gate going through the night because it is so different in the two countries. In the U.S., we start a lot earlier. And we start a lot earlier because our bars and clubs, they close down earlier. So whereas, I guess, in Germany, a normal time to go, I guess, to start a pregame is probably 8:30. Whereas in Germany, it's probably, 10:30.
I mean, it might start as early, but people don't go out, don't go out to clubs or to discos or discotheques. The term has kind of gotten old a little bit. But they usually don't go out until 11:30, 12, even 1 o'clock sometimes. There are certain clubs you will only go to at 1 o'clock.
Yeah, the college town that I was in, everything was closed at 1:30.
In the U.S.?
In the U.S., yeah. 1:30.
And that varies in the U.S. I guess on the coast, they're open a little longer, perhaps. 2 or 3. San Francisco was 3.
Right. San Francisco's 3.
Was enough for Jim.
I saw a few 3 o'clocks. Let's see.
New York, I think, is also 2 or 3. Some clubs actually are open until 4.
Right, but and you can be a resort, which is a little different. Where if you have resort status, if you're on the water, if you're on a private club, or whatever, you can choose your hours. But we're trying to be broad here. I mean, because people are going to be in my hometown.
But the mindset is you go, you start drinking earlier, you go out a little earlier in the States, whereas in Germany you do that a little later, and then in the US you're probably back around 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, there's a saying in the U.S., nothing good ever happens past 2 a.m.
Oh, I totally disagree.
I didn't say I agree with it. I just said it's the same.
Oh, you better. Many good things happen after 2 a.m. And in Germany, I mean, if you really go, if you're out partying long, you will not be back before 6, 7 in the morning.
Pace yourself. I mean, that's the biggest thing. When I first started going to Germany, especially where I'm from and just my group of friends, we drink a lot of bourbon and alcohol and not a lot of beer. And so when we'll start drinking or whatever, and we had kind of a set pace. But in Germany, you're in 5th gear, and they're all right, well, I guess we're going to go to the club now. And you're just I guess I'm going to go home.
Or you can go anywhere.
I need to take a second and reflect upon my decision making.
We didn't mention drinking games before. We are probably going to make an extra episode about drinking games, beer pong.
Yeah, it's going to be first one who finishes this or this wins.
Yeah.
Go.
It's a good game. No, about beer pong, Mayan, and these
beer pong.
Of
yeah, I mean, there's all types of drinking games.
Different episode.
Another drinking game that I used to have, I wish I still had it, it's an electric shock game where you would take it and you take a shot, but it would go dee, 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 and then it would buzz, and if you're the last one or the first one to click, you got electrocuted, and then you'd have to take the shot. And so what's terrible about that is A, you get electrocuted, and B, if you start losing early, your reaction time gets slower, so you're not as good at the game, and then you're having to drink more.
It's a vicious circle, actually.
Yes.
So, we go partying, going to a club, going to a bar, have a band per live band per. I think that's similar in Germany and the USA. And then what do you do after you are out of the club? I mean, because you know this feeling when you're
Yeah, well, when you're finished partying, it kind of depends. If you're with a big group of people, or if you make new friends, whatever, you may have a late night or go to an after party.
Make one new friend.
Yeah, maybe if you make one new friend, you just skip the late night. But. And that's terminology too, where late night and after party, kind of depending where you are in the country, is what people say.
Right.
And to be honest, I don't even remember which is which anymore. But late nights are a lot of fun because You go from bar to club to continue to drink, and it's just kind of a house party or whatever. You see a lot of these at late nights.
Yes, a lot of like ping pong balls in there, and just those are to me like the typical American house party cups. Like you see in like movies where they have the huge kegs and they like pump beer and put them in there. That's very very typical.
I would say it's a stereotype, but it's not because they're everywhere.
I mean, we didn't actually buy these for Jim had them in his apartment just hanging out. Also those.
Yeah, also this.
Snack food after leaving the club.
Fast food. U.S. You're looking at like Taco Bell, McDonald's.
Oh, I love it.
Hot Pockets. Maybe you have like a really sad guy like snack. You get home and you just have nothing, and you're home alone, and you're just like, I'll just take these Doritos to bed.
I mean, I don't know how many times we stumbled into like a Taco Bell and be like, I just want something fatty and cheesy and flour, like tortilla or something.
Donors.
In Germany, it's the go-to like after drinking food to me is Döner in the morning. Like I get them really spicy, so you can't really eat them. Like
Ohne Gurken. That's all. I can never forget that phrase. I was like, Döner, Ohne Gurken. And they're like, what? I was like, cucumbers. No, no cucumbers.
Kind of gherkin for Jim. I grew up in a rural area. What we would do in the morning after we got back from rather rural
farm
countryside parties. No, we didn't go to farms. What? No.
I said you'd farm in the morning.
No, we wouldn't farm in the morning. What we would do is though, like again from the countryside, and we went to like Landjugendfeste. Some of you might be familiar with that term. We would eat like eggs in the morning. Like we would go to someone's house and then have like Spiegeleier zum Frühstück, like actually fried egg for breakfast. I think that's a regional thing.
Grease it up.
Grease
it up.
Just put like toast, ketchup, and fried eggs. That's what you had.
There's actually a term in the US, greasy spoons, which describe like diners that are open like late at night, wee in the morning. And first of all, they're called greasy spoons because food's greasy. They're kind of grungy,
right?
But it's excellent.
Yeah. Fettiger Löffel is what it translates to.
I thought about that. I was like,
I wonder if like a German restaurant called like Fettiger Löffel.
Yeah, I don't think so.
That wouldn't work.
So when we drink, I think one difference, especially the part of the country I'm from, bourbon. Drink a lot of bourbon, a lot of whiskey. Of course we drink beer, but when I've partied with you and your friends before, one of my favorite games is making them take a shot of bourbon.
Yeah, bourbon is We would drink like whiskey pure. Some people drink, but like often like Jack Daniels like mixed with like Coke or something.
Right. It's more beer. I mean, it's kind of
a lot of beer. Yeah.
The stereotype's true. Really is. I mean, I feel like unless you're like at a club, and then I just remember like a lot of Red Bulls and
vodka.
Yeah. But I mean, that's pretty standard. I mean, that's typical here as well. Unless you're drinking with your dad, who just like puts me under the table.
Yeah, Jim has had some fun experiences with my dad. Not the next morning, though.
He's a big whiskey man.
Oh, yeah. Binge drinking, the German term is actually like a little more like, I guess, direct Komasaufen. So literally translate to...
Coma sleeping.
Getting drunk until you actually fall into a coma, basically. Yeah. It's a problem in both countries.
Yeah, and here's the interesting thing is the drinking age is 21 in the U.S. and people always were like, well, it should be 18. And then one argument to that is, well, if it's 18, you'll reduce binge drinking.
Right.
And I kind of always thought, well, yeah, probably. If you expose people to it, and it's not like, it's not the forbidden fruit. If they just grow up around it, maybe that wouldn't be such a problem. However, when we start looking at stuff, I mean, Germany has the same problem the U.S. does with binge drinking. Binge
drinking is a problem. The difference is, though, like the binge drinking in Germany is around the ages of like 14 to 16. That's where it's like, whereas a lot of like kids get actually drunk.
Right, and U.S. is 18 to 20, 21, like early college.
Right, a little later. So, I mean, it's an issue in both countries, and we've both experienced it.
Yeah, we're both guilty.
Yeah, we're both guilty. But, I mean, the thing is, like, luckily nothing like crazy happened to us, except the one cab thing.
Yeah, well, that one cab story.
Well,
don't worry about that.
Don't worry about that.
In college in the U.S., I mean, fraternity parties are pretty big. I mean, you see them on movies, and like it's a college experience where regardless if you were in a fraternity or not, like you've probably been to a frat party, and it's stereotypical shenanigans going on.
Fraternity is like Burschenschaft oder Bruderschaft.
Right, yeah, and wow, it's just
it's just a typical, like a very certain kind of party, actually.
Right, and so
the same dude running around.
Well, yeah, but like, and then you always have sorority girls and everything like that.
Sorority is like the female version of Bruderschaft, which we don't think we have that in Germany. Just okay.
But do y'all have anything like that in like your unis where like it's like designated parties? Like football's huge here, and during football season, fraternity houses are always a big party, for college kids.
I mean, there's like the different departments at university that basically make their own parties, like like the lawyers
the
have
chess club, chess club.
Not those, not the difficult. I mean, like like the language department, like the English department, and the law department, the business department. Actually, the pharmaceutical parties were the best where I went to university. The pharmaceutical parties.
I wonder why.
I don't know why. They were the best parties. Partying, there were 1,000 things to cover that we didn't cover, but
like Statue of Liberty shots. Just Google it.
Oh, I'm excited to try that out tomorrow night, perhaps. So leave all the things in the comments. Don't get mad at us if we didn't mention something. Just leave it in the comments down there. It's fine. And we're gonna get another drink, I guess, and see you next week. Cheers.
Y'all take it easy.
Cheers.
Pack it up, son.